Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Monday Mixed Plate, where we chit chat about a variety of topics. So, the first thing I want to mention this week is an Instagram skincare challenge. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then go follow me. By golly. Here's my Instagram. It's the same name as my channel. We are doing a skincare challenge that starts January 1st, runs to January 14th. It's super easy. It's just gonna be posts to your stories. So basically you create or come up with a product that matches that day's subscriptions, and you can make it as elaborate or as simple as you want to participate. You can also just participate by following along and commenting and talking to people about their products. It is a great way to meet people. It's always super fun. So I've been dying to tell you about this NEWNEW, which is the Dino Apparel Lush Throw. They call it a wearable blanket. So it's long, and then it's semi-thin, so you can get it into like a scarf situation if you needed to. And then when you wanted, you bust it out into the wearable blanket. I picked up these one for myself, one for my mother-in-laws, and one each for my kids. And they are just so cozy. I love it. So if you've never heard of Dino Apparel, go check them out. They are the true definition of sustainable fabrics. Suzanne that runs the company is amazing. Can't recommend them enough. All right, let's jump into favorites and flops. So for this month, I've been using this Lhamour Goat's Milk soap. I picked it up on Lily's Bath Carry, which I highly recommend. She's got a great selection, great speedy shipping, really nice people to purchase from. The soap is super simple, it's super gentle, it's super creamy. It's olive oil, sunflower seed oil, goat's milk. Cannot recommend it enough. No essential oils, so just super soothing and lush to the skin during this winter time. You're using water that's a little bit warmer, so nourishing to the skin, so gentle. I use it on the baby. All right, flops. I wanted to update you on the Force of Nature cleanser that I had mentioned weeks and weeks ago. I actually ended up sending it to my friend Lacey in Alaska because she works in a clinical setting, and that type of cleanser, that is really where that kind of thing shines, where you really want something that is going to be harsh on bacteria and germs. So I sent that off in the mail to her, and I did what I had been planning, which was fill a squirt bottle full of vinegar, and that's working great for me. I've been using vinegar, baking soda, and lemon, and I feel good about it. Now, I wanted to mention to you guys that I picked up on the recommendation of an RN that I follow on Instagram, Shannon Tripp. I mentioned her a couple weeks ago and her videos on choking. I'll link both of those below. She has the babies and then the children and adults video. So go watch them if you want to refresh what to do when children or adults or babies are choking. But anyway, she recommended these vitamins called Mary Ruth's Organics, the immunity vitamin and the multivitamin. Now the immunity vitamin has vitamin C, vitamin D3, zinc, echinacea, elderberry. And my mom was going to California and she felt like she was coming down with a cold. I gave her 3 the night before she left. She took 3 right away in the morning, and then she took 3 every single day. That's the dosage they recommend, which is 3 per day. Anyway, she never got sick. She was at Disneyland for 2 whole days straight on 2 different planes, all in 5 days, and she never came down with a cold. So I highly recommend you check them out. Obviously, don't start any supplements. Don't give your kids any supplements until you check in with your doctor about whether or not they're appropriate for you. Okay, now let's jump into Destination Formulation and talk more about the Honua skincare, my Heilani Moonlit Glow Balm, the How Refreshing Face Masks that both came in the Beauty Heroes box, the December box. Now, if you heard me talk about it the first week, I mentioned that the balm came with a fish egg texture. So what I did was I put it in a saucepan of boiling water, and I put the water about up to here. The water liquefied the product, and then I allowed the product to stay in that liquefied state on heat for 8 to 9 minutes. And then I allowed it to cool down slowly so I could reformat the texture. Because see, what's happening when you get graininess in balms is that there's different melting points and different consistencies of each fatty acid in each product. So it's like cocoa butter is obviously harder than shea butter. Shea butters are harder than oils, and they all have different melting points. And so what happens sometimes when you have like a graininess to the butters is you just need to kind of re-melt and re-meld the fatty acids. So I did that, and now my texture is so much smoother. It's so much more spreadable. And now I feel like I'm really enjoying it even more than I had initially thought, because I feel like I finally have the texture they originally had conceived, which is very soft and spreadable. So now I'm really enjoying the product. And like I said last week, one of my favorite things is that it's very dense, but it also goes to a semi-matte pretty quickly on the skin. So it's really nice. All right, now this, if you can see, it's empty. I have got to say, this is one of the most beautiful products that I've seen come out this year. It's definitely, when I go to do my favorite product of 2019 for the skincare challenge, it's definitely going to be this. I find I've just been so impressed that the texture is so clarifying but moisturizing at the same time. Like, I just feel like that's so hard to do in a mist. And it never leaves my skin feeling dry, which, believe it or not, a lot of times mists leave my skin feeling even more dry. This was just nothing but heaven to use. Now, if you didn't know, some of that texture on the outside of the bottle, and including falling on this, is from the blue tansy from the essential oils. So this product, to get essential oils to mix into water, you need something called a solubilizer. And if you don't have that, essentially the essential oils are just gonna sit on the top, and you have to shake it every time. So another mist that's similar to that, where they don't have a solubilizer but they have essential oils, is the Jasmine Garden by Lindstrom. You know, you kind of ask yourself, like, why didn't they add a solubilizer? However, solubilizers are just a pain in the butt to work with. And they kind of feel like sometimes an unnecessary ingredient, and they can get really soapy on the skin, and they're not a whole lot of fun to put in face mists. So I just found this to be delightful. Now I have a new segment for all my plant lovers called Forest Foraging. Now, I had mentioned on Black Friday that I had done some damage and I'd bought some plants at Hirt's garden. Well, one of the plants I had bought quite a while ago was this string of bananas. And look how beautiful this plant has done here. It's got all this new gorgeous baby growth. And so I decided to pick up 2 more from there, from Hirt's garden on the Black Friday sale. And look at how gorgeous these babies are. Hirt's garden, I guess, sources these from a man named Gary's Specialty Plants in Pennsylvania. Look how healthy and beautiful they are. The first thing I thought to myself when I saw them was that I want more. You see, I love those curly tendril kind of viney succulents, but I have had the worst black thumb with string of pearl succulent plants. Everybody has this beautiful, gorgeous string of succulent plants, and I have killed like probably 6. I don't know what the deal is. I brought them inside, they hated living inside. I overwatered them, I took them outside, I put them in the sun, they hated it. I overwatered them again. I finally got them to a place where they were happy, and then I slightly moved the plant, and then it died, the whole entire thing died. And so I've given up on string of pearls. And so I was so shocked that that string of bananas is doing so well here, and I'm just like overjoyed. So yeah, now I just want more strings of banana. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is the mindful moment. New Year's resolutions. Do you have any you want to share? I have 2 resolutions. One of them is I want to get on a more aggressive savings plan for if we do at some point want to buy a house. We are rapidly outgrowing the place that we live now. And as much as I'd like to stay here forever, I don't know that that's reasonable. So we'll see. We're taking it day by day, and 2020 is the year I want to see how much we can save. Number 2 resolution is I want to read a book a month. I bought all these wonderful books in preparation for my new baby, thinking I'd have all this time to read while I was nursing, and I read 2 books. That's it. And so I have this gorgeous stack of books, and I haven't read them, and I need to. All right, that's it for this video. I will see you guys next week.